Chew on this NFL talk. We review the 2011 season and preview the 2012 season of each division. The Chew on this cast of Bob Alvis, Scott Wilson, and Will Castle. In this episode, we talk NFC West. That will close us with the NFC West. I think the 49ers are a little bit of fool's gold.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can say that the 49ers don't need any work.
Yeah.
I don't know what they need off the top of my head, but
I think they need wideouts.
I don't think Alex is the answer. But they got by.
But is
Gore
it
running and Akers kicking?
They're using him very smartly.
Is it a situation where Harbaugh can turn anything into chicken salad?
He might. I mean, we don't have enough examples of that yet.
Right.
But look at the bright side. So next year they get to play the Saints, the Packers, and the Giants. So that's 3 losses.
I don't know what division they play in the AFC. Who they play this year? Not everybody at once.
Well, I can tell you in the NFC, they're going to play the North.
Okay, but
because the East plays the South next year.
Okay, but what division did the NFC West play in the AFC this year?
I know. I remember that.
Well, the South played the...
There was Baltimore. It was the Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati.
So the NFC West played the... That's right, they played the North.
Oh, yeah, because they played Pittsburgh on Monday night a couple weeks ago.
And they played Baltimore on Thanksgiving night.
Right.
I'm trying to narrow this down to see... I'm trying to remember who they played last year to figure out who they would play this year. Well, we know it's not the North. Let's just eliminate that. Hope for their sake it's not the East.
Might be the West again.
That's got to be coming at some point.
Yeah. So
And
that's essentially 3 wins.
You could argue too. Give Jim Harbaugh a full offseason, and how good's his team?
Mm-hmm.
I just think if I was Jim Harbaugh and I could get a better job than the 49ers at this point.
I just saying, like next year when they do the prop lines for wins for the 49ers, take the under.
Why is the 49ers a bad job? I mean, you can rule that division forever as long as you want.
Yeah. And you know what? Some people say Peyton be a good fit there.
And the 49ers are...
Excuse me?
They said some people say Peyton be a pretty good fit in San Fran. You have a team that's kind of already there, not really rebuilding. And all you need is that
I
quarterback.
wonder how Frank Gore would work with it.
Do you fault Jim Harbaugh for the... what do you think of that whole Harbaugh-Schwartz incident during the 49ers Lions?
When Harbaugh got excited?
That's the thing. He got a little excited. Jim Schwartz, I don't know.
They both had a little bit of fault in my eyes.
Yeah.
Not
blame pie.
It's one of those, like, I'm sorry, show some enthusiasm.
Well,
no problem with that.
Who does Jim Schwartz think he is?
Yeah, you're the head coach of the Lions and you just happen to win 5 games.
Right.
That's all you've done.
Right.
Bring her down, son.
Detroit... No, they don't have a chance of playing San Francisco unless it was in the championship game because they would automatically go.
Yep.
But
I don't think there's ill will to where Schwartz has a Harbaugh picture on his door and is throwing darts at it. I mean, I think both guys understood. Well, I don't think a handshake causes long-term animosity.
What's so funny that happened with Harbaugh was that when 49ers played Dallas, 49ers kicked the field goal. Dallas got a penalty. Harbaugh had the choice of moving up or keeping the points. So we'll move up. They didn't score. Game goes to overtime. 49ers lose the game. Yet for some reason, no one gave him shit for it.
And the old adage is... You never
don't take the points
off.
Points off. Yeah, right. So the next morning I'm waiting. I'm like waiting to hear Colin Cowherd, that douchebag who loves to insult people. Nothing.
It wasn't the Fox doubleheader that week. That's why probably most people didn't really catch.
I'm like,
even though hundreds of millions of people have DirecTV. I don't know if it's hundreds of millions, but
I mean, as the game's, I'm in the middle of eating a 2-pound hamburger at a place called Bikini's in Charlotte when this is going on, and I'm like,
no free advertising for them.
Well, I'll tell you, this is the first I've heard of this.
So
me too.
That's good to your point.
I'm like, why is it?
The only thing I knew about that game is Romo got hurt and Kitna had to come in.
Yeah.
And then Romo came back.
And then Romo manned up for once in his life, saying, "Skirt puncher line, fooey and piss y'all. Give me that ball." First time he actually showed up that he had a set. you know. And maybe that overshadowed Harbaugh making a bonehead, play call, but if that had been Garrett that had done that same decision, oh, hell. Release the hounds.
Seattle. I'm really, now that I go back and think about this more retroactively, I had Seattle over San Francisco in what week? Was that week 17? No. That was week 15 or 16, though.
Like that, yeah.
Maybe it's Tavares Jackson that cost me this whole thing.
There you go. Oh, you're going to get back on the Timmy T-Bone wagon?
I'm mad at him, too. But, Tavares Jackson, I thought Seattle was going to win that game. I really did. Seattle, for some reason, is a tough place to play when you have crappy players like Tavares Jackson there. And then, for some reason, in that week, again, 15 or 16, everybody thought you run with the ball like it's a bag of groceries, not like it's a newborn. Hold that damn thing close to you. Tavares Jackson's out, it's like a parade, showing it off.
Dinner party won.
Who, me? If Seattle wants to pass on the quarterback and go with status quo this year, hope you suck. Then maybe you can get Matt Barkley. I don't think Landry Jones is any prize to be playing for.
I don't think Seattle is near bad enough to be the number one pick next year.
They play in the NFC West. That's one reason.
Yeah. I think Carroll is good to motivate them for a few wins.
And I'm surprised that he's been successful as he has in the NFL, because I thought that rah-rah stuff.
Yeah.
Well, maybe what happened to Raheem Morris will happen to him.
Could.
What would have been the chances of Barkley dropping all the way down to the 12th pick if he entered this year?
Slim.
That's where Seattle had.
Slim.
And beyond the fact, I think Lane Kiffin had pictures of Barkley doing something. I just wondered, maybe
I don't think so.
Carroll.
I think Barkley, from what I understand, loves the college experience. I don't think he's poor.
Really?
And plus, USC didn't get to play a bowl game.
Right.
And I think
they get a bowl next year?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, now that
they do. Ohio State does.
Right. I was going to say, if somebody's bad from Ohio State this year, do they stay so they can get the bowl experience? By the way,
I don't think Braxton Miller's going to.
Very good article in some of the Virginia papers of some kid from Tech blogged and said
Colin Carroll.
Is he the redheaded kid?
Offensive line.
Yeah. Said the whole bowl week experience. Did you read it?
No.
Said, I think he has a blog somewhere for one of the sports people in the world, and said that the bowl week experience should be next acts, practice at your home, then go down, because it's so many distractions. So it was pretty good. Take about 5 minutes to read.
Can't disagree with that.
But I think Marshawn Lynch, I believe, is a free agent. Seattle might want to try to keep him.
Yeah.
If they don't. So. Well, then I think they can be playing for the number one pick. Because obviously I had him.
Then go for it. That's what they should do.
Ninth in my.
All right, moving on. St. Louis.
Depends on who the coach is. I don't think we throw dirt on Sam Bradford yet.
I think he's got one more season.
Who?
Bradford.
What? Scott.
Well, I think he could lose his starting job. I didn't think he did crap this year. St. Louis is awful.
Injury.
Yeah. They could have Matt Barkley next year.
Mad at him too, by the way.
Okay.
I'm not sorry. He's just one of those that.
Not for your purposes, but for fantasy purposes. If he hadn't started that damn week in Seattle, it all comes back to Seattle. It all comes back to Seattle.
All comes back to Seattle.
Living.
The people of Seattle are going to be sending you a nasty letter. You will never be allowed at Starbucks.
I don't know.
Well, rain's too much there.
I think if Bradford doesn't have a good season next year, it wouldn't surprise me if they reconsider it. But again, I will admit it comes down to who's going to be
the man was hurt coming out of, college, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was hurt his senior year.
I get to watch so little sports now. Every time I want to know something current, if I'm right, I just turn my head right to Scott just to make sure. Would you take Blackman with the number 2 pick?
Yeah. Yeah, I think St. Louis needs a wideout. And Steven Jackson, his clock's ticking.
Yeah. How good is that cat from South Carolina, by the way?
Alshon Jeffries?
Yes.
He's good.
No.
I like the size of Blackman.
Right.
I think he could be your Des Bryant. Same school.
And his coach is a man.
Yeah, he's
40.
43 or
40,
whatever.
yeah.
40, man. These kids.
Arizona. I think Ken Wisenhunt might have.
They should have a little life.
One more
at the
year.
End of the year.
I think Ken Wisenhunt really needs to. I think he's been a bust as a coach, honestly.
Question is, does Cobb get his job?
I hope so. I don't think John Skelton is the per se future.
Yeah, I think he wins it almost by default.
Yeah, I think he should. I agree with Bob what he said earlier. It's like a full training camp.
And he was banged. I mean, he was really banged up. I mean, Now, does Kevin Cobb have this stigma too, though, where he's always going to be hurt? I don't know. I mean, I don't think. Now, Wisenhunt too might see something in Matt Flynn. I don't know. I mean, the other thing too about Arizona is they will get Ryan Williams back. Beanie played better, I think, than most people thought, especially in that 1 week where he had over 2. But I mean,
Right.
I think too is how much did losing Breston hurt the receiving game?
Still got Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
But you're not. I think your one loses some of his team if your number 2 is not as strong.
Yeah.